going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Coach Sheed podcast. I'm your host, as always, Rashid White. A new name for the channel, rebranding this. So let's get into it over here. Let's not waste any time. Stephen A. Smith is probably one of the biggest clowns that we know in sports media. He has actually one of the worst basketball takes I've ever heard. I mean, he's up there. There's a whole bunch of these guys in the sports media industry, and I believe that Stephen A. Smith is actually probably one of the main reasons he's up there. Like with Charles Barkley, on why the NBA ratings are actually down. So he comes out and he says that only in America this man still have a job in the NBA. And now Stephen A. Smith blames Ben Simmons for the 76ers downfall. So, we notice the 76ers right now are, I think, the 11th seed. They don't really look that good. Their big three isn't really working that well. But how the hell is that Ben Simmons fault? And he's actually been out of that, off that team, for at least 4 years now, I think. Let's get into the story over here, man. So, all right. So the 76ers selected 6'10" do-it-all point guard with the first pick in the 2016 NBA draft, hoping to pair him with Joel Embiid to form a lethal 1-2 punch. The process dominating down low and left-handed Simmons facilitating the offense and defending multiple positions. The Sixers have a bright future ahead. So I understand why doesn't Joel Embiid why does he actually get a pass, man? We're gonna get into that too, man, because he has a lot of flaws in his game, man, that people just don't realize, right? Stephen A. Smith doesn't talk about it because he doesn't really know the game. He never played, right? And I'm glad, I think it was Jason Whitlock that actually really kind of exposed him for not really even playing the game of basketball. So they get into this over here where Ben Simmons actually passed open a wide open dunk, and we don't know why Ben did this. They could be fatigued, right? I mean, this game actually went 7, and he had to guard Trae Young, and they set a lot of ball screens for Trae Young. He has to fight through those picks. Fatigue is a major factor. It actually makes you do a lot of dumb shit, man. I mean, look at Joel Embiid, against the Toronto Raptors, where he actually passed up a wide open 3, which he's more than capable of actually making, and he dribbles the ball into a double team pretty much and loses the ball. So, and I mean, that stuff you'll see like 11, 12, 13-year-olds, kids that I actually coach, do stuff like that, man. You don't expect a professional basketball player, right, to make silly mistakes like that. This is why they call pros, right? I mean, they can make mistakes, but like silly mistakes like what Joel Embiid did, you're not supposed to actually make that. So let's look at the whole Ben Simmons thing, and I don't know why if Stephen A. is going through this.
Simmons, they cleared out for him, tapping his way in. Spins on.
So I said it over here. One, he actually lost the basketball right here, right? He lost the basketball, and then lost where Gallinari was actually positioned at, right? He didn't really have a really great angle in terms of a lay. He could have dunked it, but I just think he's too far under the basket, right? You have a Matisse Thybulle that's actually cutting right here to the rim.
Gallinari gives it up.
Now, what Thybulle should have actually did. Thybulle should have actually did was pass the ball right over here to a wide open Ben Simmons, who actually has his hands ready, ready to actually go up and lay the ball up right there, man. Right, and this is why, like, you only want like certain players really handling the basketball, right? Because a lot of guys aren't pass-minded. Like Matisse Thybulle is not really like a playmaker like that. I mean, his mind is to go out there and play some defense, and to go out there and just, he can't even shoot. I don't even know why he's even in the really on the floor with Ben Simmons at the same time, if you can't really space the floor out. So wait, let me get off of this. It switched me back. All right, so It says only in America this man still has a job in the NBA. It's shocking to me because of what this kid was capable of. You have a 6'10" dude who can handle a rock, pass, lead a break, and was an elite defender. Smith emphasized on the first take. So we see small bits and samples of that with Ben Simmons, and listen, the man had a back surgery, okay? All right? He had a back surgery. Your body will not allow you to play the game of basketball if your back is actually messed up. You cannot do it, okay? It's equivalent to having a broken leg and a torn Achilles. The pain is insane. This is in medical literature. So Stephen A. Smith actually treats his audience like they were 5 years old. I mean, that's how he's talking to you guys. I mean, literally, he's talking to you like you're really, really stupid. Come on. All right. So in that series versus, listen, that series versus the Atlanta Hawks, I mean, Joel Embiid had 9 turnovers in a closeout game. Okay. Ben Simmons was actually paid to run the offense, right? He gives you some scoring, but his primary job was to get the ball to their 2 main scorers and Tobias Harris, who the Clippers actually had. I mean, he was on the Clippers. He averaged 1 point a game at the Clippers. So he comes to the Philadelphia 76ers. He was playing fine in the regular season. In the playoffs, just disappeared. Joel Embiid holds the basketball, right? I've seen even in the Olympics this last summer that he gets double teamed and he doesn't release the basketball. He holds on to it too long, and he does that all the time, man. So yeah, I mean, you can't blame Ben but so much, and then you got to look at Doc Rivers. You got to look at who's on the floor with who's on the floor with Ben Simmons. Right? You can't have Matisse Thybulle, who's a non-shooter. This is a playoff series, right? They're going to look at your weaknesses, and they're just going to drop back on you. It makes it hard for Ben to actually operate and actually, do what he does best. So Stephen A. Smith over here, man, he really treats his audience like they're 5-year-old children. Literally, that's how he's talking to you. He thinks you're stupid. He thinks you're dumb. And let me see if there's anything else that I can react on over here. And, we can go over the 76ers season real quick. And then it's like really the offense should be going through Tyrese Maxey, right? I'm not saying he's better than Joel Embiid, but in terms of the type of pressure he actually puts on the defense, Joel Embiid doesn't really do that. I mean, he can, but it's slow, right? You got to get the ball to him in the half court. It makes it easier for the defense to get loaded up on him, and then you just you kind of slow the offense down. You want the offense to actually go as quickly as possible before the defense actually gets set up. If Tyrese Maxey can actually push the basketball, and you have a trailing Joel Embiid, he can get his the guy. You can get the center to actually come and help on Tyrese Maxey. Joel Embiid actually has a wide open 3. The ball should be going through the offense should be ran through Tyrese Maxey. All right, he's the one that puts more that collapses the defense really fast, puts the most pressure on the rim. Right, that's really more or less your problem. Who knows if Joel Embiid actually has an ego? He said, "No, I want the offense ran through me. I don't want to play second fiddle." So I just don't think Joel Embiid is actually a winning basketball player. He's really the main problem on that team. And then you got Paul George. I don't know what's up with him. I just think he's collecting checks. They should turn him into some type of 3-and-D guy. But, I think they give him a max contract or something like that. So he may not see himself like that. So they got to get an offensive identity actually established and roles to actually be solidified there, okay? And that's it, man. You gotta look at the general manager. You gotta look at the coaching over there, man. And for Ben Simmons, yeah, I don't blame him for wanting to leave. I would have fired Doc Rivers on the spot, right? Who the hell chooses a coach, over generational talent? You gotta. It's not like you can get another Ben Simmons. And I'm not saying Ben Simmons is the greatest player in the world. I like him, in terms of how he actually runs an offense. Right, you can learn a lot from him. In terms of how he runs it, like runs the offense, pass, ball screens, and everything. So you can learn a lot from him. But players like him just doesn't grow on trees. You can always get another coach, right? If there was a bunch of Matisse Thybulles saying, "Oh, I don't like Doc Rivers," oh well, Matisse Thybulle, you're gone. But Ben Simmons, like Joel Embiid, um, Ja Morant, Wemby, who else can I think of? LeBron James. These guys are generational talents, and you're not going to just get them in the next draft or two. And you say, "Oh, okay, we can get another Ben Simmons." Well, who Ben Simmons was drafted? Was it in 2016? I mean, who was the other player that actually came out with his type of skill set in the last 9 something years? You know, maybe Yegor, right? Yegor Demon. He's in the 2025 draft coming out this year. But he's 200 pounds, man. He has to get stronger. I mean, yeah. All right. So I'll definitely wrap this video up. Definitely like, comment, subscribe. Certainly share this video. When you share, the universe certainly shares back with you. Peace.